It's 4:30. It is 4:30. Mara, can I ask you a question as you're walking out? Are you gonna stay in or are you gonna leave? Like, you don't know. Okay, you're gonna be fluid. Okay, I'll find somebody else to do the offering. That's what I was wondering about. Cindy and Becky, I'll have you two do the offering. Okay, all right. Well, welcome everyone. I'll introduce myself in just a minute, all right? Thanks for being here. Let me know how the mic is. As you are welcome here. I'm gonna go a little bit slower than my normal speaking voice because I have a dear friend, Fatima Rahimi, is here, and she does not speak English fluently, so we're gonna go just a little slower. Of course, I'll speed up, and then I'll look at her, and then I'll slow down again, okay? As you are welcome here. Visitor, friend, or longtime member, you are welcome here. Let's just drink in these words, right? With little children, or your partner, or alone, we joyfully welcome you here. You are welcome here as believer or doubter, as joiner or loner. You are welcome here. Feeling a part of us or not, full of energy or not, seeking a vision or a rest, we joyfully welcome you as you are. It doesn't say that at the end, but I changed it. We acknowledge that we are here in the Aboriginal territories of the Salish, Nez Perce, Blackfeet, and Anishinaabe people. I think we got it. How do you say that again? Anishinaabe, thank you. Who shared the Helena Valley as hunting grounds. The indigenous story of the Helena Valley began long before the arrival of Europeans. We honor those who walked here before us. We honor the path they have shown us in caring for this place for generations to come. We strive for justice and fair relations with their descendants. It's time for announcements that are not printed. Does anyone have an announcement that isn't printed? Or in your email? Okay. Marianne has an announcement.
Thank you. If you are interested at the library this week, I think it's Wednesday, someone corrected me and said it was Tuesday, but you can look. There is a showing of Common Ground, which is about soil health. So.
Just a little reminder, this coming Saturday, April 5th, is the big Wahoo demonstration that we are hoping to see perhaps millions of people expressing their displeasure at the direction our government is going. At the Capitol at noon.
Anybody else? No. Hi, Colleen. Hi. Okay. Charlotte, will you please light the chalice? We will read number 452. It's printed in your order of service. As we light our chalice, I'll give you a second to get there. Yes. It's printed in the order of service as well. 3, 2, 1. Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift. If there are children that are staying for the activity, Mara and Charlotte, I would like you to really listen and pay attention to the words of the next two songs, and we're going to talk about those together. Number 2 in Open Your Heart. Stand as you are willing and able. Oh, it's such a good one, you guys. Feel free to cry.
Welcome to the circle. How far have you come? Do you need some company? A candle and a song? Are you feeling weary? Tired of being strong? Welcome to this circle. It's a place where you belong. Do you have a burden that feels too much to bear? Do you have a bitterness you don't know how to share? Do you feel too angry to breathe or laugh or pray? Well, there's no one in this circle who has never felt this way. No one in this circle who has never felt this way. So welcome to this circle. Whatever brought you here, the valleys and the mountain tops, the muddy and the clear, and know your work is worthy, and know your heart is true, and know that all you give away will come circling back to you. You got to know that all you give away will come circling back to you.
Stay standing. We have number 16 together. We, and I believe Judy will also be schooling us a little bit on how to sing it.
There's not too much to know with this except that we're going to do it again at the end of the service. And when we do it at the end of the service, there's a last verse down there that we'll sing instead of the first verse that's written at the beginning of the song. Other than that, it's the same song. Let's see, let's go from the last line. 2, 3, 4. Let's see, let's do that again. I'll put my cape on. But this is transcribed in C. I don't know where we got to D, but it's good. Two, three, four. Here I am standing beside you. We're not exactly strangers. Here I am standing beside you. I hardly know your name. And you reach out your hand. I put my hand in yours. And together we will do what we cannot do alone. The stream is before us, so clear and full of mystery. Days and nights await us. We don't know what's in store. And you reach out your hand, and I put my hand in yours, and together we'll walk where we dare not walk alone. Many gifts are before us. See them dancing on the water. More yet to be revealed, lying deep among the stones. And you reach out your hand. I put my hand in yours, and together we see what we cannot see alone. Step into the circle. Let it surround you. Step into the circle. Let it fill you from within. And you reach out your hand. I put my hand in yours. Together we stand. We do not stand alone.
Nothing wrong with learning new songs. Thank you, Judy. I know that wasn't totally new, but we were a little rusty. All right. Mara, would you like to do an activity, or would you like us to sing you out, or would you like to just sit there with your dad? You get to choose. Stay, but no activity. Yes, activity. I love it. No activity. Yes, I am correct, no activity. Okay, I got it. All right, that's okay. It's okay because it's kind of the same activity that we were gonna do anyway with the adults later. So, let's take the offering. And Becky and her beautiful sister Cindy, who is visiting from New Hampshire, is going to take it. If you are a guest, please remain our guest. Your presence is your gift to us. After these lovely ladies take the offering, we will sing number 25. You can stay seated. Thank you for your loving hands.
Thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember us who love you well. We know the gifts you bring into the world each day. So thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day.
Well, good morning, everyone. That's really the intro to the service, is all of that beautiful ritual that we do. My name is Nikki Twitchell, if I haven't met you before. And I'm going to do something a little different. I arrived to you today as a 52-year-old cisgendered woman who is a single mom to a 12-year-old amazing volleyball player slash hair curler slash my best friend, really, Charlotte. And I'm also a friend to a new refugee family in town. I'm also their case manager. And I'm so happy to have my friend Fatima here today. Yes, welcome. I've been attending UU since Charlotte was 2. We probably arrived in about this time of year. The spring is always when I make some changes, right? And what else? I'm a little weary of the last 5 years. I keep saying that, and I'm sure that story is about to change, but I'm feeling a little weary, a little nervous, because I have anxiety around the potluck service during spring break. Who's gonna come, right? So when Becky said, Nikki, would you like to do March 30th? I said, sure. And then the next email said, it's spring break and it's the potluck service. And I went, oh, my brain went, ugh. So I'm arriving to you today as all of those things. And I learned this way of introduction through a brain trauma yoga certification that I did called Love Your Brain last year, almost 2 years ago now. And I just thought it was a really beautiful way to introduce yourself. And the reasoning behind this organization's requirement as a TBI yoga teacher to introduce yourself in somewhat of that way, to say how you've arrived today, because every day is a little different, right? It just tells you a little bit more about the person that's about to tell you how to move your body, and especially for people with TBI, which are far more of us than you think, right? Rollover car accidents. Anybody ever been in a rollover car accident? #1 cause of traumatic brain injury, even mild, right? So I discovered that I had had a TBI when I was 13 during this training. And it was quite a discovery. Explains a lot. So that's how I arrived to you today. And I'm looking forward to hearing how some of you've arrived to us today. It's part of our deeper connections and deeper conversations. But let's together read now the responsive reading 443. You'll see the theme that I've chosen is going to be woven throughout. I'll read the first and you'll read the second. Oh, and Becky's going to read the italicized to the microphone for the recording. It's number 443. We arrive out of many singular rooms.
We come to be assured that brothers and sisters surround us.
Let's start that over because I just said the title and we hadn't gotten there yet, Becky.
Got it.
That's okay. I love it. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1. We arrive out of many singular rooms, walking over the branching streets.
We come to be assured that brothers and sisters surround us to restore their images on our eyes.
Oh my God, that's so good. We enlarge our voices in common speaking and singing.
We try again that solitude found in the midst of those who with us seek their hidden reckonings.
Our eyes reclaim the remembered faces. Their voices stir the surrounding air.
The warmth of their hands assures us, and the gladness of our spoken names.
This is the reason of cities, homes, of assemblies in the houses of worship.
It is good to be with one another.
I mean, are you kidding me? Was that so good? Can I read a couple lines again? We come to be assured that brothers and sisters surround us, to restore their images in our eyes. We come to be surrounded by each other, to restore our own images in the eyes of our people. It's the essence of why we're here, right? This is amazing too. We try again that solitude found in the midst of those who with us seek their hidden reckonings. I mean, get out of town. That is such a good line. Our eyes reclaim the remembered faces. Their voices stir in the surrounding air. This reading just grabbed me. I think I'm gonna print it out and put it up in my house. We have another song that speaks to why we're here and what we're doing here. And I think this is the one Judy's gonna give us a little schooling on. It's the first one in Open Your Heart. I'm sorry, Judy, were you not ready? I can keep talking. So open your heart, the very first song in the book. And you could stay seated or you can stand up, whatever you feel called to do. Not called, that's weird. Whatever you feel like doing.
So this song it's a layer. You just layer things on. And I had asked a couple of our fellowship members to help me out today, but I don't see that they're here, so we'll see how we do without their leadership. We'll just do it. So the first part, the main line here is open your heart. So there are 3 ways that we sing it at first. We go, open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. That's it. Open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. And then you keep that going, and then somebody else is going to sing, open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. So let's start at the beginning, and then we'll see who stays on that part and who goes on. 1, 2, from the beginning. Open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. Next part. Open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. Then there's a harmony part that goes, open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. Let's try it from the very beginning and see what we get. 2, 3, 4. Open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life, open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life, open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. Now the next thing we'll add is some actions. So it's pretty intuitive. Open your heart. I think we kind of know where our heart is. Open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, and then open your life. Here's the L, the ASL, life. So open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life, open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life, open your heart, open your mind, open your arms, open your life. Keep that going. Open, open your heart and mind, open your arms, open your life, open, open your heart and mind, open your arms, open your life. When I feel free, you know I can fly. When I feel free, I float to the sky. When I feel free, you know I can fly. When I feel free, I float to the sky. I think we did pretty well. Yeah.
Thank you, Judy. That was amazing. I loved it. I'm sorry I threw that little curveball at you. Okay, good. I see that there. I can't stand. I'm gonna hurt my neck going like this, trying to talk. So I wanted to show you, we're gonna do it in just a second, Catherine. I wanted to show you the evolution of the service because I had anxiety from the moment I got that email. And then there was all this drama about somebody couldn't do their service. And could I move? I will slow down, thank you. There was more drama and more anxiety. And there's so much I want to share with you. I want to tell you about this podcast I have been listening to that will blow your mind. I want to tell you how I've been studying about sound healing. I want to tell you what else have I learned in the last 5 years. I have so much to share, but I landed on, I feel anxiety. Why about this potluck service? have a really hard time with potluck. I love coming. The food is amazing. I always invite a lot of people. They're not here. It's okay. Why do I have anxiety about potluck? I have anxiety about small talk. I have really big anxiety about small talk. Small talk leaves me feeling, so small talk, Fatima, is, hi, how are you? What do you do for work? How many kids do you have? That's small talk. I want big talk. I want, what hurt you this week? When's the last time you cried in front of someone? What are you excited about? Those are the conversations I want to have with people, deeper conversations. And I think a lot of people do, but we just don't know how, right? And because we want to belong and we want to fit in, I go to potluck and I sit there and I hope someone's going to bring up a better conversation than how much we all hate whoever is in office, or how good the food is, right? It gives me so much anxiety because I leave feeling emptier than when I arrived. Emptier than when I walked out of the room, right? The room fills me up, and then the small talk brings me down. So I have a challenge for us. Can we have some deeper conversations? And I want to share with you a video that isn't really that, and don't get scared from the video. We're not going to do this because we don't have enough people. If it was filled in here, we would have done this. But I knew we wouldn't because it's potluck service and it's spring break.
It's easy to put people in boxes. There's us, and there's them. The high earners, and those just getting by. Those we trust, and those we try to avoid. There's the new Danes, and those who've always been here. The people from the countryside, and those who've never seen a cow. The religious, and the self-confident. There are those we share something with, and those we don't share anything with.
Velkommen. Jeg kommer til at stille jer nogle spørgsmål i dag. Nogle af dem kan godt være lidt personlige, men jeg håber, I vil svare ærligt på dem. Hvem herinde i rummet var klassens klovn?
If you can't see that question, he says, who here was the class clown?
Hvem er bonusforældre?
Who are step-parents?
And then suddenly, there's us. We who believe in life after death. We who've seen UFOs. And all of us who love to dance. We who've been bullied. And we who've bullied others. And then there's us, the lucky ones who've had sex this past week. We who are broken-hearted. We who are madly in love. We who feel lonely. We who are bisexual. And we who acknowledge the courage of others. We who have found the meaning of life. And we who have saved lives. And then there's all of us who just love Denmark. So maybe there's more that brings us together than we think. TV2 Denmark. All that we share.
And now we're moving to Denmark, right? Are you? Okay, I love it if you're crying. Thank you for crying with me. You cannot cry alone in a room with me. So that's the inspiration for what I want, what I desire, right, out of human connection. And though I love and admire so many of you in this room, we don't really get to know each other in this environment. And unfortunately, also at potluck, because we talk about how good Cass's ham and cheese casserole is. And that's like all we talk about. It's worth it, but it would be nice if we had more. And so this year I started going to the coffee group at Cass's in the backyard. And if you remember a month or so ago, Jean Sweet asked us all how we get loved and feel loved. Well, if you've ever cried in front of the circle of women at the coffee group, I assure you, you will get loved and you will feel loved, right? Not only do we get loved and feel loved in that group, and you can't all come, so this is not an advertisement for you all to come to coffee group, because there isn't enough room, but I just want to tell you about what we do and how beautiful it is. We're gonna do a little bit of it here. We do a check-in. We go around the room and we just say, what happened this week? That's it. We give ourselves a 3-minute timer. Some of us go long. Some of us never go long. Some of us always go long, some of us never go long. Depends on what's going on in the week, right? But over the year, I've learned, did you know Jean Sweet was a contractor in California for 27 years? Did you know that? Did you know that Pat drew a watercolor of her cat 2 weeks ago that blew me away? Right? We learn about each other like so much out of these little tiny check-ins over a whole year. It's almost been a year, a whole year of every Friday. We just share who we are and what's happening. Some of the coffee ladies are in this room right now: Margaret, Cass, Marianne, Jean, Becky, me, Catherine, Jan, and Pat. And we have Georgia usually, and we have people that kind of float in and out. Carolyn, yeah, where's Carolyn? Oh, Carolyn does. Do you guys know why Carolyn doesn't come to potluck service usually? Because 60 Minutes is on. And she and Tom watch 60 Minutes every single Sunday night. I grew up watching 60 Minutes every single Sunday night with my grandparents. So I feel a big affection for why she's not here. It's okay, right? So I want to give you a little taste, and you're only going to get 1 minute. Do we have our timers, Charlotte? They're in the car. That's okay. You'll do a shortened version. Who would like to volunteer to do a 1-minute check-in? Cass.
So this morning, over at Helena Food Chair, they had a workshop that lasted 2.5 hours about soil improvement. And it didn't really start addressing soil improvement until towards the end. And there was a gal there, a county extension agent, who talked about soil testing and how to kind of achieve the kind of soil you want depending on what you're wanting to grow. And I found it extremely informative and motivating.
Thank you. Who else wants to share? Let's do check-in today. What happened today?
Today, my smoke alarm woke me up by chirping took me 10 trips up and down the ladder to get the right battery that would make it work. And then I did church for my other church and spoke. And then I had to get ready for potluck.
I love it. I love it. Do you know that this is unacceptable because the fire department came and put Jean's fire alarms in not that long ago? So we need to call them and tell them that they put in some bad batteries. I know that because of Coffee Group. It's not a secret that I'm a crier. I'm not gonna cry today, but I have recently really had a hard time in my life, and I get those tears out at Coffee Group now, so I don't have to come and like share joys and concerns and then bawl in front of everyone. I want to read to you some quotes that I've found over the week looking at, just a few quotes, looking at why it's important to learn how to communicate with others and how to do that maybe. Some that spoke to me. John DeJulius, who is a communicating expert, YouTube video, I've studied him before, says, and this really hits home and what I've been saying, there's no greater skill that can be acquired or constantly worked at that has a bigger impact in our personal and professional life than the ability to build instant rapport with others, whether they be an acquaintance, customer, coworker, total stranger. Everyone you come in contact with has an invisible sign above their head that reads, "Make me feel important." Everyone you come in contact, every day, forever, for the rest of your life, has an invisible sign above their head that reads, "Make me feel important." Studies constantly show that the happiest people are the ones with the most meaningful relationships, and yet developing relationships and creating rapport is not taught anywhere. Brené Brown is a favorite of many. I've only just kind of started getting into it. It is all amazing, and I highly recommend anything by Brené Brown. But I'm a newcomer to it, and so you've probably heard this, but she says connection is the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued. When they can give and receive without judgment, and when they derive sustenance and strength from the relationship. I was a child born in 72, but really I feel like I was, raised by Oprah. And I'm serious about that. I think that this generation, I don't know where, I guess maybe from Brené Brown, but where is this generation and like the kids that maybe just like the next, I'm a Gen X, so what are they, Gen Z? Millennials? Gen Z, I don't know where they get, where will they get their empathy lessons from, right? We learn them from Oprah. Oprah said in her very last show, and this stuck with me forever, if I could reach through the TV, sit on your sofa, or sit on a stool in your kitchen, I would tell you, every single person you will ever meet shares a common desire. Do you see me? Do you hear me? Does what I say mean anything to you? Every single person you ever meet. Those are our deepest desires. This is not just someone like coming up with like fuzzy feel-good stuff. This is actually scientifically proven. I don't have those studies to quote, but I promise you can look them up. If you've been around for a really long time, well, I mean, since 2014, you know that, since I've been, leading services here and there, you know that you don't remember this, of course, because you're not my best friends, but you might know that I always read something from my mother's copy of the Prophet. And what I want to read to you is about friendship. I've shared this before. I'm just going to share what she underlined. So, my mother underlined, "Your friend is your needs answered. He is your field which you sow love and reap with thanksgiving. When you part from your friend, you grieve not, for that which you love most in him may be clearer in his absence, as the mountain to the climber is clearer from the plain. If he must know the ebb of your tide," actually I'm going to read one line before that because it's important to you. "Let your best be for your friend. If he must know the ebb of your tide, let him know its flood also. For what is your friend that you should seek him with hours to kill? Seek him with hours to live. What is your friend that you should seek him with hours to kill? Seek him with hours to live. For it is to fill your need, but not your emptiness." And the last thing I'll share with you is the question that we ask at Thanksgiving. We don't ask, "What are you thankful for?" Because everybody does that. And we try to talk about what we're thankful for every day, or what was good about the day. Certainly not perfect, but we try to do that, right, Charlotte? Yeah, we do it. We ask the question, what in your life are you most excited about right now? And the reason why I asked that question is because in 2016, I was lucky enough to go to the Airbnb Open in LA, California. And I got to see Elizabeth Gilbert speak. Yeah, she was phenomenal, live. They didn't record it. I've asked everyone I can try, her publishing agency, her representatives. Nobody recorded it. It was the best live speech I've ever seen. And she talked about how she had gone on this book tour, Big Magic, and she hated going on book tours, sort of for the same reason that I don't hate potluck, you guys, but sort of for the same anxiety that I have sitting at a table of people that were not getting deep with each other. She could not stand the constant small talk of a book tour because she met so many people along the way, right? So she promised herself for the entire year while she was on book tour that she would ask every single person she met, the taxi drivers, the valets, the front desk, the hairdressers, everybody, what in your life are you most excited about right now? And that sometimes she didn't want to do it. She was tired. She was in the back of a, taxi in India, and this, he doesn't want to hear me ask the question, but she promised herself. And sometimes the answers were, how could you ask me that question? Who are you to ask me what I'm excited about? I'm excited about nothing. I have nothing, right? That's deep. All the way to, I met a girl and I'm in love. From the valet that took her suitcase to her last hotel room. And if you know Elizabeth Gilbert's story, we asked her, because there were mics to ask her, somebody said, what in your life, someone very brilliant said, what in your life are you most excited about right now? And she said, I met a girl and I'm in love. Because she had just met she had just fallen in love with her longtime friend. So I would like to challenge you at potluck today to ask that question or another deep question that you might have, right? And what I was going to ask the children to do was think of some questions to bring to the potluck that you would like to know about the adults in this room. Because I bet they could come up with some really good ones, right? Yeah. After we check in at coffee, we have a question. So that's where this whole thing kind of came full circle, was we check in with each other. It'd be great. Let's all just check in with each other, and then let's ask a question. You can take Elizabeth Gilbert's question if you want to. What in your life are you most excited about right now? Or you can come up with a different question. Something deep, something meaningful, something that's going to help you get underneath the surface. And then please don't feel bad if I'm ever sitting with you at potluck in the future and you're talking about how good Cass's ham and cheese casserole is. I also think it's amazing. But hopefully you'll go with me if I ask you a deeper question. Because that's the nectar of life, is our connections to each other. And I don't want to be connected to that many other people. I like you guys the best. All right. We have another reading. And we so often say, let's continue our discussion at coffee. We never do. I hardly ever hear us talking about the subject at coffee. We fall into the trap of talking about our shared hatred of things, or talking about, school and kids and this and that. That's okay. But let's really continue the conversation at potluck. And we won't go around with the microphone because I want to save those things for the table. Please turn to 468. We need one another. We'll meditate after that. I'm good on time, yeah? 468. We need one another when we mourn and would be comforted.
We need one another when we are in trouble and afraid.
We need one another when we are in despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again.
We need one another when we would accomplish some great purpose and cannot do it alone.
We need one another in the hour of success, when we look for someone to share our triumphs.
We need one another in the hour of defeat, when with encouragement we might endure and stand again.
We need one another when we come to die and would have gentle hands prepare us for the journey.
All our lives we are in need, and others are in need of us.
let you slowly come out of that. Take a deep breath. Let's do that together again. Ready? Inhale. Sigh it out. Make some sound. It's so good for you. Instantly calms your nervous system. Charlotte, would you come extinguish the chalice? Let's read together. This is different than our normal chalice extinguishing reading. Spit on it. Blow it towards Judy. Judy doesn't like the smell of smoke. I know this about her. She's allergic to smoke. Yes. 3, 2, 1. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. We'll end the recording now and share private joy.